back. You're watching the Property Guide on ET Now. Thank you for staying with us. Both Om Ahuja and Jayshree Karup are with us, and we're focusing now on Tier 2 cities. This week, the focus is the pink city of Jaipur. Now, the city is emerging as a possible favourable destination for IT companies, and that, of course, as we know, may even drive real estate growth. Let's first take a look at what the prices are across the city with Avan, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Avan.
Thanks for that, Faye. Well, specific pockets in the pink city of Jaipur have witnessed a smart appreciation over the last 2 years. Property prices in Ajmer Road, which is witnessing a steady residential supply, have risen by 33% over the last 2 years. Home prices here are currently quoting at 2,400 rupees per square foot, the cheapest in the city. The upcoming suburb of Jagatpur has seen property prices rise by 29% in the last 2 years. The home prices here are currently quoting at 2,900 rupees per square foot. Homes in Tonk Road, which is a popular shopping destination, are currently priced at 2,425 rupees per square foot compared to 1,450 rupees per square foot in 2011. Now that's a whopping increase of 67% in just 2 years. Mansarovar, one of the key locations in the upcoming metro rail project, has seen a 28% rise in its prices over the last 2 years. Now, the home prices here are currently quoting at 3,000 rupees per square foot compared to 2,350 rupees per square foot in 2011. The industrial belt of Sikar Road has witnessed a staggering 115% rise in the property prices within just 2 years. So, the homes here are currently quoting at 5,900 rupees per square foot compared to 2,750 rupees per square foot in 2011. With that, it's back to you, Faye.
All right, Avan, thank you for that update. Om, are you seeing enough IT movement in Jaipur to justify possibly a movement in its residential property market as well?
Well, we haven't seen the kind of activity which helps us believe that there'll be so many more jobs. So I think it's a little far away in terms of this materializing into jobs and this materializing into real demand demand uptick in terms of the cities. At this point of time, it seems to be safe with 7-8 cities in India, where the real job creation is happening. It will be a little risky at this point of time to expand beyond 7-8 cities unless you have some connection to the city and where you want to buy something for your retirement or you want to buy something for your parents or family.
Jayshree, take a look at the website and tell us what's going on with Jaipur right now. We know that Jaipur is going to be on the Mumbai-Delhi industrial corridor. What will that mean for the city, and is it an alternative investment for people in Delhi who are looking for a smaller ticket size?
Jishay, right now when I look at the activity on the site, I think a lot of the activity is driven by local demand. People within Jaipur have started upgrading to properties that are conveniently located and with modern amenities. Having said that, there are a few drivers which is why Jaipur is an active market today. The metro is is in the trial run phase and the first phase of the metro will be operational in the next 6 months. This has a significant impact on the city, especially for the people who are living within the city. Today, there has been a small amount of IT investment which already happened before the slowdown, and that is what is driving the city's market. So those areas, Ajmer Road is a clear example. We see a lot of activity on Ajmer Road. Developers projects which have been delayed for years are now coming into completion, and there seems to be some activity. We also see there are some growth corridors, Sikar Road, Tonk Road, Sirsi Road, the new Sanganer Road, the Kalvar Road and the Ajmer Road. This is largely where all the activity is focused right now, and I would say that with maximum number of residential properties in Magic Bricks, there are just 4 areas, that is Ajmer Road, Jagatpura, Tonk Road and Mansarovar. Out of this, Mansarovar will get a metro boost because that is very close to the metro, the first phase of the metro, and that is expected to rise further.
All right, so that was a very clear list of advice for someone who wants to live in Jaipur. But for investors who are possibly looking at those smaller ticket sizes, does it make sense then to just go maybe to the periphery of Greater Noida and look for that ticket size as opposed to buying in Jaipur? Because you said you don't see it going that far.
Well, our view is at this point of time, Jaipur seems to be a little far-fetched in terms of job creation, in terms of lot many things which are yet to happen there, which will actually see demand in the real estate space, residential space. What we are looking at is investment into Greater Noida still has a visibility that somebody who is working in Noida where lot more action is happening will see that appreciation which has been in Greater Noida. Somebody can look at even Dehradun, which is a city which we believe that a lot more demand comes in from the people who retire from the army. A lot more happening on the food and processing industry from that side, and a lot more action in terms of that being a feeder to the whole of North India from Dehradun and above. So we believe that's a little more safer investment at this point of time, and there's a lot more retired living concept which is picking up in Dehradun. And that's where we believe that investment may be still investment worth looking at for investor point of view, rather than looking at cities other than 7-8 cities which we believe will do well.
All right, so if you're an end user, which means you're going to live in that house, so you live in Jaipur right now, it makes sense to look closer to the metros. And of course, Jayashree gave you a list of areas you should focus on. Om telling you if you're an investor, it possibly makes more sense to focus on Dehradun and of course Greater Noida. Now before we go, here's a list of property projects in Jaipur right now that might be of interest to you if you're shopping. Take a look. If you're out shopping for a home in Jaipur, here are our recommendations. Sunshine Symphony by the Dhanuka Group, Ananda by Mangalam Build Developers, Max Heights by Ayan Build Tech, Royal Greens 2 by Joy Bharat Group, Legacy by the Arihant Group and Silver Crown by the Vardhaman Group. A couple of questions. Jayashree, we have one from Rahul Tandon who's written in. He wants to buy a 3-bedroom apartment in either Bani Park or C scheme of Jaipur with a budget of 80 lakh rupees. Please give him some options. Obviously, that's quite a handsome budget for Jaipur. What can he buy there?
Bani Park is also a very premium area of Jaipur, and the C scheme that he's talking about, I think there are very limited properties that come up. When we looked at our site, we found that we have only one option in the 3 BHK property worth about 80 lakh. He has a good budget, and if he looks around, he'll find it, but there are fewer options in Bani Park than in new developing areas. But I would say that, in Bani Park, you get about 4,500 to 5,500 per square foot is the average price range, and if you want parking facilities as well, you have to pay a premium of about 400 to 600 rupees per square foot. But otherwise, I think it is possible, few options, but good place to invest.
All right, we have a question that's coming from Samir, who's an NRI based out of New York, who's written in. He wants to buy property in the NCR region, possibly for his parents. He has a budget of 50,000 US dollars. That works out about 31 lakh rupees. That's not a lot in the NCR. What do you recommend he does?
Well, considering Samir wants to do this investment for his parents and family, I would say the budget is too small at this point of time in terms of NCR, but he can certainly look at options which are beyond Manesar. He can look at a studio apartment which can be in and around Sona Road. Those can be options one can look at, but I would say the budget is a little small. I think one should be very cautious in the options what you're choosing in terms of the family, considering it's for family.
All right. And of course, if you're an NRI, there's the NRE account that you can always consider. The returns are fairly handsome at this point. Jayashree and Om, thank you so much for spending time with us this week. It's a pleasure to have you. If you have any questions for either of our guests, write to us. Email IDs at the bottom of your screen. When we come back after the break, we'll take a sneak peek into super luxury in Mumbai and we'll find out what's being priced at 100 crore rupees. Don't go anywhere.